Yeah. So if you have any doubt, just you stop me and ask me any question if you want. So the basic idea of any Java program, normally in Java we write two programs, especially for core Java. What you are learning in this semester is core Java. So there are two type of things that I can do with core Java. One is called I can create a application, an application I can be able to create. Or else I can create an applet. Till now we are writing programs through command prompt and you are taking notepad and you are running your program in the command line and you are viewing your output in the command line only. So those things we call it as applications. So what is meant in application? So we can write our own program and we are executing independently. Okay, we are not making use of any web browser. We are not talking about any of the frames or panels. We did not use any of the things to write Java applications. Whereas you consider applications if you want to run on a browser, then in that case we need to go ahead with the applets. So this is for understanding. So in Java, you can write two type of things you can apply. One, I can create an application or I can create an applet. So when I write a program which I can run independently without using any browser, these are normal applications. Till now we have written these type of programs. Sometimes what I need to do, I need to write a Java program. So but I want to run my Java program in a browser, or I want to run a program in an applet, or maybe in a frame, or maybe you can take about containers. You take any container. Sometimes I will add my things in a panel. So the simple thing, if you write a Java program which you don't want to run on a web browser, we call it as an application. If you write a Java program which will run on a web browser, it becomes an applet. That is the simple difference between application and applet. I hope you understand this. So basically what we can do is, for everything that you can consider, there will be a life cycle for an applet. So basically what you can understand from an applet is a Java program. You remember that concept. So applet is a Java program means applet is something like it has its own life cycle, like a thread. There are 4 steps in the applet life cycle. So what applet will do is, because you are running your Java program in an applet, see what you are doing a Java program, you are running a Java program in an applet, isn't it? So if you want to run your program in a browser, there will be a separate lifecycle available. The lifecycle are something like this. Initially, you load the Java program. Normally, we call those Java programs are applets. So initially we load the applet. Once you load the applet into the browser, you need to start it to run the program. Okay. So once it is running the applet, sometimes I want to stop the applet. Once you are done with the program, I can destroy the applet. So there are 4 things that you need to concentrate. One is called init method, initializing the applet, which is used to load the applet into the browser. Then if you want to run your applet, we need to call the start method. Suppose you want to stop your applet for certain time, you can go for stop. Then if you don't want to run your application on the browser, you can call the destroy method. These are 4 lifecycle methods. How many lifecycle methods are available? Init, start, stop, and destroy. What is init method? What is for init method? It is used to load the applet into the browser. Remember that concept. When you want to run your applet, which method I need to invoke? We need to call the start method. If you want to stop your applet, I will go with the stop method. If you want to stop your applet, once you want to remove the applet, then you need to call the destroy method. These are the 4 lifecycle methods. Out of these 4 methods, when I observe it, how many times, see, this is simple logic. How many times I will load the applet into the program? Maybe into the browser. Only one time I need to do it. Okay. So means init method you can call only once. Suppose I want to run my applet, you can call the stop method. Suppose I want to stop the applet, you call the stop method. Any number of times I can call the start and stop methods. Okay. But initialization I can do only one thing, because you can load only once the applet into the browser. Okay. Once you are loaded the applet into the browser, it is your responsibility how many times you need to call or you want to stop it. It is up to your wish to start or stop the applet. So meaning is init method will be called only once. Start and stop methods you can call any number of times. Then similarly, when you want to remove the applet, how many times I can able to remove? I can able to destroy only once. That's why this destroy method is also called only once. These are the lifecycle method implementation. So you can see the example here. So as I said, now applet has its own life cycle. Init method will be there, start method will be there, stop method will be there, destroy method will be there. This paint is something else. We will see it later. Okay. There are some advantages, disadvantages in applet. This is for understanding. You can easily read those things. Okay. Now we can see what is for init method. How many times it is called? The init method will be called only once in the applet life cycle. Okay. So when it is called when the applet is loaded into the browser. At the very first time, the init method will be called. Okay. So as we have already seen some examples where you can read the parameters from the applet. Okay. Some of you have already written the program to read data from the HTML into applet, isn't it? So the same thing, init method is useful either to load the applet, or if you want to read any parameters from the HTML file, we can create or we can call those things in the init method. So from this particular slide, what you can observe is init is one of the methods used to call or load the applet into the browser. Okay. Most of the things init method is used for what? Normally we can set the colors. Okay. For that purpose, we use the init method. And the other purpose is we can read the parameters from the HTML file. Some of you are very new. You can able to understand what I am saying, what are the reading, the colors, everything. You can see in a little bit of time, after a little bit of time, you can able to see. Then there is another method called start method. How many times start method will be called? Called at least once, means you can call any number of times. Okay. So similarly, stop method, you can call at least once, means you need to call at least once, means you can call any number of times. Okay. So sometimes I will start the applet, then I will stop it. Again, start it, I will stop it. So there is a start and stop methods. You can call any number of times. Okay. So when the stop method will be called, actually, suppose you are viewing a web page because your applet is runs on a web browser, na? So you are viewing a web page. Suppose if you want to move from one page to another web page, your applet won't run. Na? So that's why in that case, stop method will be called. Again, when you come back to the same old page, it will start method will be invoked. This is how start and stop, they will correlate with each other. Means when you move from one web page to another web page, stop method will be invoked, automatically invoked, because it is the lifecycle method of the applet. Once you come back to the old website, means old web page or previous web page, automatically start method will be invoked. This is how start and stop method will work. This try method, as I said, called exactly once. How many times it will call this try method? You are removing your applet. How many times I can able to remove? Only once now. That's why it called only once. Okay. Or else when the browser unloads the applet, you want to remove the applet from the browser, you can, this try method is automatically invoked. So normally when I call this try, all the cleanup sections will be taken care. So I hope you understand the life cycle of the applet. Sometimes you may understand what is the architecture of an applet, or what is the life cycle method, or what is the skeleton of the applet. You need to write all the things, because all init method, start method, stop method, this time method, these four methods are from the life cycle. Everyone has to access these methods now. That's why they declared those methods are public. And there is something like void is the written type. Each method is not writing anything. So 4 methods comes from the applet lifecycle. I hope you understand now. So you can come across what is meant by an applet. Then I can able to understand what is an applet architecture. When I come to applet architecture, what it is saying 4 methods are available. You can understand how many methods called once, how many methods you can call any number of times. Okay, you have the concepts. Then you need to understand how to create an applet. So if you want to create an applet, you need to understand 2 things. First thing is, because you want to run your program in HTML file, you need a HTML file, isn't it? Then if you want to write a Java program, because the applet is a Java program, you need to create a Java file. So first thing you need to do is you have a Java file followed by HTML file. So 2 things you need to do in a program. So I will see with one example how can you do it. Okay. Then most of the people will understand it. See, this is a simple applet, what you are writing in the slide. How many files I need to have? I need to have something. This is what my Java file, and this is my HTML file. So when I want to run my applet, you need to create 2 files. One is the applet file, the other one is the HTML file. What is for HTML file? Because browser can understand only HTML document, isn't it? Browser understand only HTML. That's why you need to have a HTML file, because I want to write a program to run on a web browser, isn't it? So that's why this is my HTML file where I can run my applets, or where I can run my Java files. That's why you need a separate HTML file, separate Java file. Previously, we have only one Java file where you can write your main method to run your execute or run or execute your program. But now you don't have any main method, because I don't want to run my Java file directly. I want to run my Java file through HTML. So that's why, means the basic thing that you need to understand from this particular slide is, if you want to write any applet or any Swim program or any event handling, any program you want to write with the applet, you need to write one Java file you need to write one HTML file. This is the fundamental thing that you need to observe. Next point is, because you want to write an applet means you need to write a Java program. See, the basic definition of an applet is what? We write a Java file. So applet is nothing but a small Java program. You remember like that. When I say applet, it is a Java program. It is a line. Normally in 1 mark, they will ask you, what is an applet? Like that, they will ask. So applet is nothing but a small Java program. So if you want to write any applet, definitely I need to go to a basic class called applet class, because all my lifecycle methods are available in the applet package, or maybe the applet class, init and start. There are 4 lifecycle methods now. All 4 lifecycle methods are available in the applet class. So applet is a class. All the 4 methods that we have already discussed, they are coming from this particular class. So if you want to create a program to work like an applet, definitely I need to inherit the applet class to my program. So the first step is, you need to create an applet, means you need to write a class, your own class you need to write, and extends the applet class, because your applet has to work with our own class. For easy understanding, I will write a program. Okay. Then you can understand how you can follow the things. Just a minute, I will increase the font. So increasing the font. See, my idea is, I want to take my own class and I want to extend the applet class. So when I write something like this, we are saying to our compiler that we are creating a class and it is working like an applet. This is the first step you need to do. Because this applet is the class that, is it a predefined class, or the class applet is created by us? It's a predefined class. Because when you are using a predefined class, definitely you import the package where it is coming from. So it is coming from a package called applet package. This is one important thing you need to follow. This applet is the package. It is a folder. Inside the folder, there is a class called applet class. When you want to write your own program, definitely I need to extend the applet to my class. Then it is your responsibility. So because you are extending the applet class to our class, all the 4 methods are there. Init, start, stop, destroy. You can write any of the methods. Okay. So sometimes I will write only init method. Sometimes I will write only stop method. I will write start method. It is my wish either to override the existing methods of the base class or not. I think you understand that. So because you want to write an applet, definitely your applet has to run in a browser. Na? So when you want to write anything on the browser, we call it as drawing things on the applet. Means when I want to write something like hello, what we call it as, it is calling as drawing hello onto the applet. Suppose I want to write welcome, that is also what it means. You need to draw welcome on the applet. What I mean to say is, you want to write something on the applet, definitely it is called drawing. Suppose if I want to draw a rectangle, or you want to write a rectangle, it is called drawing a rectangle. Suppose you want to draw a circle, you need to call it draw circle. So like that, whatever the thing that I want to write something on the applet, means something on the browser, definitely it is called drawing. Okay, so if you want to consider all these things, drawing something on the applet, drawing something, or drawing polygons, whatever it may be. If you want to draw anything, we need to use one method called paint method. Okay, with the help of the paint method only, I can able to draw something on the applet. Without my paint method, you should not able to do anything on the applet. You can see the empty box on the applet. So the point you need to remember from here is, you want to write something on the applet, definitely I need to consider the paint method. Okay, this paint method is taking a parameter. The name of the parameter is graphics. Okay, so paint method is one of the methods. So it is taking one parameter of the type graphics. Whenever I am using graphics class in my program, I need to say from which package you need to get that graphics class. The name of the package is AWT package. I hope you understand it. So if you want to start an applet, these are all the things. First, write your own class, extend the applet. This applet class coming from this particular package. If you want to draw something on the applet, you need to call the paint method. Because paint method is taking a graphics class, this class comes from the AWT package. This is how we can do it. Okay, I hope you understand this. These are the basic steps we need to follow. So if you want to write something, I need to use a method called drawString. So what drawString method will do, whatever the logic or whatever the string that you want to give, that will print on the browser. When I want to print welcome, I need to draw the string welcome. Okay, drawString method I need to call. This drawString method comes from the graphics class. So g.drawString is the way how you can draw the strings on the applet. Because it is a browser where you want to display your applet or maybe your welcome message, you need to tell at which position I need to print this welcome. For that, you need to pass two parameters. Two more parameters I need to pass. What is the meaning of this? When you see this is the x-axis and this is the y-axis, at 100 position, you want to print welcome. If I don't use this, you get an error. Okay, you need to specify at which location you want to display the string. This is the basic sample program, how you can print welcome on the applet. So this is a simple Java program where you are printing welcome. So now you are ready with your Java program, but you want to run this program in a browser, definitely you need to have a HTML file. So that's why I will take one more notepad. Here I am writing in the same notepad. So you know how to create the HTML files. So basically here what I have to do, I am ready with my class. So my class, normally I will save my program with, how we can say, a.java. Then you compile this. You know, I need to compile it. So compile the program. Java C, you know how to compile it. Can I able to run this? Can I able to run this program or not? Can I able to run or not? Can I able to run this or not? We cannot able to run. Anyone respond please? Why I could not able to run this program? Any guess? Anyone? Why I could not able to run? Because it won't contain any main method. Because your entry point is only main method. Your program is not containing any main program. So I could not able to run the program, but I can able to compile the program. Okay. So because to run this program, we are writing a HTML file. Okay. So my HTML file, the responsibility of this HTML file is it has to execute this code. For that, because you are executing the applet in the HTML, we are using a tag called applet tag. So my applet tag helping to execute which class, whatever the class you want to specify, that class will be executed by this applet tag. So this applet tag will take some parameters. So mandatory parameters means compulsory parameters. You need to pass these things. Then you may close the applet tag. So when I write applet tag in the program, then I can assure you that these programs will be run on a browser. Okay. So when I say applet tag, which class I need to run? So the HTML file will ask which class I need to run. We need to specify the class name, which class name I need to run inside the HTML. Because you have a class called A, I need to specify a.class. Because you compile the program. Na? Once you compile it, you get a class files. You know already. When you compile any Java program, you get a class file. That class file, the compiled code is to be given to code. Then how much width is your browser and how much height you want to specify, then I can able to run the applet in the browser. So you need to save something like baby.html, whatever it may be. You save the file like HTML, you run the program, you can see your welcome message to be displayed at the position 100 and on the browser. So in this laptop, no Java is installed. So you could not able to see the output. Okay. But you can able to see how the Java program you can write. So now we move on to the HTML. So the same thing we have interpreted here. You can understand now. So I have an applet package is imported, AWT package is imported. There is a class called first applet which extends the applet class. You know the syntax now. Then there is a paint method which is printing some welcome in Java applet at some position 4020. So you are ready with your Java file. Now you want to run this Java file. Now you need to write one HTML file. So I need to have a applet tag you need to consider. There is a code attribute which will take the applet, first applet.class, and what is the width and height of your applet. And there are some optional attributes like align, some code-based document, some attributes are there. When you write align equal to center, your data will be displayed at the center. Okay, these are all optional parameters, but the mandatory things you need to put code, width and height. I hope you understand this example. So now you can understand why should I write applet tag here. There is a code attribute, there is a width attribute, there is a height attribute where it is taking the values. So now you can able to understand how to write small program in an applet. Okay. Now, next point you need to understand is sometimes what are the text that I will write on the applet, I want to display with some colors. Okay. Suppose here we have written something like we have printed what we have written welcome in Java applet. This is our output. You can see the output welcome in Java applet on the browser. Okay. Suppose I want to make this to some other color. So in that case, Java provides certain classes, certain methods to set the colors for that. So there are two methods basically we use for background setting and foreground setting. Set background is one of the methods from the AWT package. So set background, color, new color. Set foreground, color, new color. This is the parameter that we are passing inside it. There is a class called color class. What set background will do is it will set the background color of the applet. Set foreground is it will set the foreground, what are the text, what are the content it is available on the applet, it will change the color. Okay, background is something, this is a background, isn't it? My background is white here. And to set the background color to white, I need to go set background. Suppose I want to change my background color to red, so red set background. You need to, which method I need to call? Set background method. So in this particular slide, I have some red color here, I have black color. This is called foreground. So what is the foreground of this? Black. What is the foreground of this particular method? It's red. What is the foreground of this? This is the black. So if you want to set the foreground of content, we need to use the set foreground method. I hope you understand. Background is something you can view on the back. Foreground is what are the text it is available. It's called foreground. So colors is what here? It's a foreground. So what is the meaning of this? If you want to set the background colors on the applet, you need to call the set background method. If you want to set the foreground colors to an applet like texting or maybe rectangles, you need to use the set foreground method. These two methods, they are taking a parameter of type color, like color.black, color.blue. Color is a class, you know, the nomenclature, how you write the color class. C is to be capital. Color.black, color.blue. These are all some of the colors that are available. So these colors will help us to set the background and foreground to the applet and also to the text. We'll see one more example how you can see it. Okay. These are all some other methods. See, here the same notepad I am going. Okay. So I hope you, if you want, you can take a screenshot of this. I will change this program with the background and foreground colors. Okay. Now my idea is, I hope I can remove this. Okay. My program, you take a screenshot of this. Okay. Now, so what I want to do, print is, I want to print welcome with red color. This is my program on an applet. Definitely you are writing an applet programs now. You can use an applet. Okay. So for this, what first I need to do, what you need to create our own class. So I need to take a class, which I need to extend the applet class. Then there should be HTML file. See, you need to create these two separate notepads. Okay, don't include in the same. For your understanding, we are keeping in the same notepad. But normally we will write two notepads. One is for the Java file, the other one is for the HTML file. So this is a standard thing that we follow. I create a HTML file. I will create a, what I need to write here? I need to write the applet tag. What is my code attribute? My code attribute will take, what it will take? Can anyone guess? B dot class. Okay, width is something like 100, height is something, this is the height and width of your applet. So this is a standard pattern we follow. What is your class name? You give it to code attribute, and width and height you need to pass it. So my thing is, see, I want to print something. What I want to print, welcome, I need to print with red color. So if you want to print something, which method I need to call? Tell me. Paint method I need to call. Paint method is taking what? A graphics class objects. Isn't it? So inside graphics class, what I need to write? G dot draw string. What I need to print? Print welcome. Okay. At some position, you need to print it. I want to print it 60, 60. Parents my program. Okay. But we are putting one more extra thing that welcome should be in red color. See, because you are extending an applet now, we need to import something. Import. Which package I need to import? Applet package I need to import. And similarly, you have user graphics class. Which package I need to import? AWT package I need to import. Okay. Now, till now, the previous program and this program is the same. We did not use any colors or anything. So previously written same program. Here also we have written the same program. We have a class which extends the applet. We have the paint method, which is taking graphics class object. Then I am calling the draw string method, which is printing welcome on the screen. Okay. This particular class is given to the HTML with the help of the code attribute. Okay. Now the thing is, we need to put some red color to this particular text. Okay. So what I am doing is, because you are extending your applet class to the program, I will write, we have lifecycle methods of the applet now. I will go with init method. There are 4 methods are available, so I am considering only init method for me. Okay. What I am doing is, inside the init method, I will set the background. Which color I want to put for background? Here we did not keep any background. We want to give the welcome in the red color. It's a foreground. See, message what you want to print on the screen, it's a foreground. Okay. But what I want to do is I want to give the background color also. I want to change it. So I need to set the background to color dot green. What I'm saying now, your applet, when you load it, automatically the background will be looked with, our background is filled with the green color. It is not asked in this program. Okay, we want to change the foreground, but to understand, we have already set the background to green color. I hope you understand this. Now I am coming to foreground. Which color I want to set the foreground color? Red. See, why I am writing these 2 methods are background, which you can see on the applet. See, my background here is white. Like that, it will convert into green. On the white background, all the text I have set with black color, isn't it? So, but my program or my applet, it display the content in the red color. When I run this program, what is the output? Can anyone tell me? What is the output that I will get from this particular program? Any guess? What is the output you can see from this particular program? Hey, please interact. What is the expected output of this particular program? Hey, you can speak because I could not able to see the chat now. Speak out and tell me what is the
background with green color and welcome with red color, sir.
Suppose if I keep right, so you can see the background as a green color and you can see red color with welcome will be displayed in the red color. Suppose if I draw something like IT, so I have written like IT, okay, at position 100 and 200. In this case, how much text will be displayed on the applet? 2 messages, 2 strings will be displayed, isn't it? One is the welcome, the other one is the IT. Okay. Now, you can. How many messages will be displayed on the applet? 2 messages. One is welcome, the other one is IT. So at some locations. Okay. Can you say what is the color of this text? After running your program, what will be the color? Which color welcome message will be displayed? What is your background color of the applet? It's green. What is the foreground of the applet? What is foreground? It is red. What it means is, whatever the text that you display on the applet, it should be in red color. So even if you write welcome, it will come in red color. If you keep IT, it will also come in red color. So there will be there will be no other color. Okay, all the messages will be displayed in red color. Why? Because you already set the foreground color to the red. So what are the text that you display on the applet? It is always on the, it will be displayed in the red color. So red color is the thing. Automatically it is displaying whatever the text you will write, it is converting to red color. Even if you keep 10 statements, because you set the foreground color to red, all the text will be displayed in the red color. You keep 20 sentences, all the 20 sentences will come in the red color. So what I want to do is, I don't want to keep all the messages with the same color. So what is the problem that I identified in this particular program is, whatever the text that I will draw on the applet, it is coming in the red color. I hope you understand this. But my question is, I don't want to make all the text with the red color. I want to change the colors. Some text will come in red color, some text will come in yellow color, some text may come in some other color. In that case, how to modify the program? So what is the problem that I am facing here? All the text will be displaying in the red color. Now, I don't want to consider it. So you need to change this. So you can take a screenshot of this and you can understand what you can see. Okay. Now, I want to remove this. I don't want to make by default the text coming in red color. Okay. Now I have changed it. So when I look at this program, what is the color of the background? Applet will display the color with the green. And because you did not set the foreground to red, so all the text will be coming in black color. But my question is, I want to do welcome comes in the red color, IT comes in the green color, or IT comes in the yellow color. In that case, what I can do is, I need to call the set color method. Or even sometimes like, what is the method I need to call? Set color. Color dot red. What is the meaning of this? You are making after this particular statement, all the text will come in the red color. So you get, when I run this program, or even if you keep it, you run this program, these welcome and IT coming in red color. When I say yellow, what will happen? Welcome and IT will come in the yellow color, because I have the color, I am setting the color with yellow and I have written some statement after that. So all these text will come in color yellow. Sometimes what I want to do, I want to print welcome in yellow and IT in red color. Then in that case, what I can do is, I can write the set color method. I can write the set color method and make color dot red. In this case, welcome will come in red, yellow color, IT will come in the red color. This is how I will set the colors to the applet. Okay. Now the same thing you can see from here. See, I hope you understand what I am saying. These are all some other things that you can follow. I hope you understand this. I am setting the color to yellow here. I am setting the color to red. Okay. Is it clear? Now, what I want to do is, now if you want, you can take a screenshot of this. I will change to another program. Okay. So my program is print a rectangle, print a message and a rectangle. So what I need to do now? Which package I need to import? So you can assist me in writing the program. Which package I need to import? AWT dash. Next, what I need to do, you need to take your own class, and then what I need to do? Extends the applet package. Then what I have to do? Why I am writing these number of times is because you have to practice it. So I will write the paint method. Paint method, what it will take? It will take a class. Remember, it is a class, so class name starts with a capital letter. So this is how you can do it. Then I will write here, draw string. I want to print a message like VRSCC. This is my message. At some location, I want to print it. So this is my location where I need to print my message. So apart from this, I want to print a rectangle. Okay. So for that, there is a draw rect method will be there. So the draw rect, there are some methods are available. There are some methods available in the graphics class, I will show you what are all the methods are available. So with the help of that, I can able to draw different polygons. So draw rect is the method which is helping to draw rectangle on the applet. So you want to draw something like this. See here, I will take something like, see, this is a rectangle. See, when I want to draw rectangle, I need to start at some position, isn't it? I need to start at some position. So this point I am starting. So you need to understand at which point I need to start and what is my length and what is my breadth. So this length I need to specify, this breadth I need to specify, and at which point you need to start. In this case, so if you want to draw a rectangle, how many values I need to pass, at which position you need to start, then what is the height or what is the length and what is the breadth. Okay. These are the things I need to consider when I write the rectangle. Position is what, at which point you need to start, isn't it? Because you are in a plane now. So position. So it contains two parameters. That parameter is something like, so I will say 10, 20. What it means, at the position 10, 20, suppose you take this is x-axis and this is y-axis. Okay, x-axis is this and y-axis is this. 10, 20 position is somewhere else over here. Okay. 10, 20, you can may have 10 on the x-axis, 20 on the y-axis. So somewhere around here, your rectangle will start. And if I specify the length to be 8 and width to be 2. So from this, what I can understand is, if I want to draw a rectangle, definitely you need to start with the point where you need to start to draw your rectangle, followed by the length and breadth of the rectangle. See? So my problem is solved now. I have created a message and also I have drawn some rectangle over the applet. Similarly, you need to write your HTML. This is a standard pattern you need to follow. You need to write HTML, you need to start taking the body tag, then you write your applet tag. Okay, applet tag I need to take, you need to code attribute you need to pass. This code attribute will take the class name. Okay, so my class is Java, so I need to compile it and then it specify what is the width of my applet followed by the height of my applet. Okay, then you need to write close your applet. This is a standard pattern you can easily follow. Today you practice all these programs. Whenever you have free time, you can practice these things. Okay, so now what is the background color of the applet here now? What is the background color of the applet? What is the background? I did not set any background. It's a standard pattern. Okay, standard background, it will come in the white color. But I want to change my background color to green or red. Definitely what I need to write? Init method you need to write. What I need to write here? Set background. Which color I need to set? Suppose I want to set my background to red color. So you can write red. Now, I want to print VRSS in green color. Can anyone assist me how to draw VRSS in green color? What I need to write to convert my VRSS into green color? Can anyone tell me how to write it? Here I need to write g dot set color. Which color I need to set? Color dot green. What will happen? This particular text will come in the green color. Similarly, the rectangle will also come in the green color because you have written the color dot green. See, if I keep color dot green over inside the init method, whatever the text that I have in the paint method all comes in the green color. Okay. Now what I want to do is, I don't want to get all the things with the same green color. I want to change with the I want to change to each statement. In this case, what I need to do? Color dot blue. So what is the expected output here? VRSS will come in green color. Blue. This particular rectangle will come in the blue color. Is it okay or not? But till now, any doubts? Do you have any doubts or 1 second?